Okay, this is the last video, guys. So now we're going to do solving a two-step inequality. So when I'm solving a two-step inequality, remember, you're doing the exact same thing as if it was a two-step equation. I'm not changing it. I'm still going to do my addition or my subtraction first. On this one, I'm going to subtract that 1 because that's a positive 1. I'm going to bring down what I did not use. 11 take away 1 is 10. Then I'm going to go and do my one-step equation. And my answer is going to equal x. Oops. I'll put it down here. X is going to be 5. Okay? So x is going to be less than or equal to 5. So then I'm going to go to 5 and I'm going to fill it in, because remember, we're dealing with that equal to. And I know that x is going to be anything less than or equal to the number 5. Over here, subtract 7 from both sides. Bring down what I did not use. Remember, this is our greater than. 19, take off 7. It's going to give you 12. I'm going to divide both sides by 3. X is going to be greater than or equal to 4. I go to 4. I fill it in because it's equal to. And I say any number that is greater than 4, including 4, can be the answer. Remember, inequalities are not an exact answer. It's not, it equals this, and there is only one answer. There are an infinite number of possibilities for the answer. But what it's saying is the answer starts at this number and goes on, or the answer is anything but what you're looking at. So it's either above it or below it. That's for your basic less than, greater than. For your greater than, equal to, less than, equal to, you have to include that number, which is why we put that point on there. Okay? I want us to look at one that has a negative number. Now, this is going to be uploaded as one of the notes as well on Google Classroom. So don't worry if you didn't write it down, it will be uploaded. Let me make sure this is in the camera so you can see it clear enough. And I'll just have to make sure I write a little smaller. I guess maybe we can zoom out. Can we zoom out while we're shooting? Yes, we can. Perfect. All right. That worked out. Awesomeness. All right, so let me make sure I'm using my dry erase because I do not want to mess up my little boards. Same thing. Treat it just like a two-step equation. I'm going to add 8 to both sides. I'm going to bring down what I did not use. Negative 10 plus 8 is going to give you a negative 2. Please remember your rules of opposites when you're adding and subtracting. You got to remember that. Remember, math builds. So we've talked about the rule of opposites. This board is moving all over the place, y'all. So my last step is to multiply both sides by a negative 4. And remember, it's a negative, so we have to switch. You can call it switch, you can call it flip, you can call it the opposite. But you need to remember to switch. When you are multiplying or dividing by a negative number, you need to remember to switch that inequality sign. So we went from it looking like this to it looking like this. Negative 2 times negative 4 is a positive 8. And we know how to plot that because we just did 2 examples of how to plot. I'll leave that for a second. You can take a picture of it real quick before I slide it on out of our way here. I'm going to show you a couple more, just so you can continue to see what this looks like. So let's zoom back into the one I want us to focus on, or the ones that I want us to focus on. We'll focus on this one and Yeah, number 3 and number 4. So we'll focus on number 3 and number 4. Now I'm not going to plot them because I think you understand how to plot. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to solve the problem. I'm going to do -2 because this is the inverse. Bring down what I did not use. -19 minus 2. Just in case you decide, well, I don't remember what that is, so I just want to use a calculator. That's fine. Use a calculator. Was that -19 minus 2? Where's my negative sign? -19 minus 2, -21. Now, I would know that in my head just because to me, that's just mental math. But if you do not, that's okay. You can use a calculator. Divide both sides by a -7. And remember, when we divide by a negative number, we automatically know that the sign has to change. -21 divided by a -7, it's going to give you a +3. Remember, a negative divided by a negative is a positive. Same sign, positive answer. I know it seems like it's a lot of rules, and things are different when you're adding and subtracting versus when you're multiplying and dividing. And now things are different when I have an equal sign versus when I have an inequality sign. I get it. I get that this is difficult. All I'm asking you to do is try, okay? You guys know, even in class, all I ask you to do is try. You only fail to do anything when you fail to try. At least try. Rewind the video, slow the video down, whatever you need to do to say, okay, I need to at least try and get one of these. I need to at least put effort into at least one of these problems that Ms. T gave me. So let's look at this last one here. We have a -5. That means I'm going to go +5. I'm going to bring down what I did not use. Oops. Then I'm going to multiply both sides by 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply both sides by the -3. Because I'm going to take this negative here and I'm going to give it to that 3. So then my answer is my variable becomes a positive, and I still need to switch my signs. So my answer is m is greater than or equal to -24. If you have questions, please ask me. Please don't just act like, oh, I'm just not going to ask. Please ask if you have questions. It is vital that you do that, okay? So I'm going to fill this out real quick for you before I end the video, because I want you to remember to switch the inequality sign when you multiply or divide by a negative number. Okay? I want you to remember that. I'm going to also take a picture of this. Even though we only did 2 problems on here and we just did this, I'm still going to take a picture of this because this, I want you to stick that into your brain and to remember that. Okay? Best of luck, guys. As I said, if you have questions, please make sure you are asking me. Please make sure you are doing what you need to do to get the information so that you do not stay stuck. I will see you next week.